right, Mario tier list.
Welcome to the Mario tier list. Every freaking possible conceivable Mario title, maybe.
To our
Ranked.
understanding, we've went and scavenged throughout many lists, and all of them were fucking bullshit on being like, yeah, this one has Yoshi in it, so it's a Mario game. It's like,
Yeah,
no, that's not how
right.
that fucking works.
Yeah.
Yoshi
These literally
Island
say
2,
Mario in
yeah.
the title.
Yoshi Island 2 I could consider because Mario's in it, and he's like a
Yeah.
crucial point in it. But then
It
you have
technically
like,
says Super Mario World 2, subtitle Yoshi's Island. But most people say that's a Yoshi's game.
But
I would technically agree, but it says Mario.
right, if you had like Yoshi Story, it's not a Mario game, but then this
Yeah.
one, it could be considered Mario game.
Yeah,
You could
if you
argue.
don't like it, bite us on the ass.
If you don't like it, make a better tier list.
Yeah.
All right,
Let us know.
but what is your massive library knowledge of Mario games? I assume it's your biggest one.
It is probably the series that I have played the most games from, but also it's like the series that has the most fucking games in the world. I've played the majority of the 3D ones and the majority of the original 2D ones. I haven't played a lot of the sports ones.
I have, so at least I'll have that opinion.
But yeah, we'll have a good reference. I haven't played a ton of the Mario Kart, as I mentioned to you previously. And some of the handheld ones like Mario and Donkey Kong, we'll see where my knowledge really comes in, but I think I've got a good spread.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be a decent time. And if not, well, you know,
We'll fucking
Well,
hear
we
it in
threw-
the comments,
we
maybe.
threw things at the wall. It seemed like a fun thing to do, and now we're here. So
I'm looking forward to it. It still looks fun. Where do you say we start?
if you think that, before we start, if you think any of our opinions are fucking trash, then tell us why it's trash. We would love to
Yeah.
see your opinions.
We'll hear it out.
Well,
But
we
won't care.
start where it all started, in the arcade.
Oh, this is Mario Bros. Just Mario Bros.
Straight up, with the turtles and the shells and stuff.
Yeah. This is a very competitive game. I
It's
loved the
fun.
minigame on the remaster All Stars SNES Super Mario 3. They had this as like a minigame you could play. Super fun game.
Oh,
I think it's not like it doesn't hold substance like a normal Mario title does.
it's an
You know,
arcade
no
game.
story.
It does,
It's just arcade.
yeah, it does best what it can in an arcade game.
But it's really good. I'd say it's above average. It's an easy like B for me, maybe even a bit higher, but easy B.
Okay. Also, I will agree, since it's also the first one. It's something that's like, it's kind of like the original Donkey Kong, where you're just like, yeah, I'll play it. Like, it's not something you'd be like, oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not a bad. It's a game that you're happy to see on an arcade cabinet, not like some fucking rando, you know,
Yeah.
like Jerry's Express that you've never heard before.
Also, the order will matter, at least to me. I've always done tier lists
Yeah.
where the order matters, where it's above or
For sure.
below, like that.
I agree.
So Mario Clash is
For the Virtual Boy.
Mario Brothers, but 3D-ish.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've probably never seen this. It doesn't ring any bells. I've definitely never played it, but my opinion is likely that it would be
Oops.
worse in almost every measurable form than the original Mario Bros.
Let me just add above. Would not play F.
Would not play.
I mean, that's fair, right? There's no opinion, and then there's just like, yeah, I would not play that.
Yeah, especially because it's for the Virtual Boy, and who's
Oh
breaking one
shit,
of those
where'd the
out?
D go?
Mm,
I say
gotta
that
have
all
the
the
D.
time.
Where'd it go? I left
D.
it behind.
Lowercase d. Yeah, I think that it's a would not play. Most Virtual Boys games are not to be played.
Right.
Background needs
Yeah.
to be changed. No, god damn it, fucking.
Struggling?
I am struggling here. What the hell color was it?
It was green, I think. You made the would not play that color, right?
There you go, different greens. Why is it highlighted like that?
I don't know. Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Is next.
It is next. I guess it'll just fucking annoy me for the rest of my life. Normal Mario
So
Bros.
here's where we really set our standards, right? So how do you feel about this game? You're thinking C, D?
It's. Oh no, I'm just moving it.
I think
So-
obviously, like I said, it's more substance than Mario Bros. You know, there's more levels,
Yeah, it
more
really.
mechanics.
It's, but I don't know. I feel like, oh, that's why. I feel like if I was to play it, I feel like I would get bored really, really fast.
Yeah,
Like,
especially
it's
after
fun.
like years of playing it. If it's all you had, it's probably not something you can return to all too much. There's only really the competition that you see in speedruns that sort of keeps those games alive.
Oh wait, I think I figured out why it's doing that.
Cody's on the fly managing this.
No, I'm just wrong. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, anytime I get to the warp pipes, after that, I kind of like tune it out.
Yeah, game just starts to fly by, especially if you're doing a warped route. I agree. I think this is a game that gets old, certainly. But it is an old game. It is an early game. For nostalgia's sake, it's a good game, sure. But I think it's barely above Mario Bros.
Barely? I could,
I would-
well, yeah, I guess it is
Maybe
more.
a tier above, but like Mario Bros might already be overplaced for what it is.
I'm gonna do this. Okay, cool. That was just bugging the fuck out of me. I'm sorry.
I like it more. All right. But what do you contend with that? Is that still a pretty top
fair.
B game? There's better Mario games, no doubt.
Oh, for sure. Like, I feel like, well, like let's get this out of the way. This is down here.
Yeah, worst Mario game for sure. It introduced some things, but they just didn't play well, and they were very out of the form because it was not a Mario game. Let's be honest.
No, but it was still like enjoyable. I like the music's still good. The
Yeah.
characters added were good. The abilities are nice.
Brought a lot of good music, brought a lot of great characters.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I feel like that's fair for now. Maybe when at the end of it we'll move stuff around.
Yeah. Have you ever played the Lost Levels?
I have
or the
not.
original
I know it's
Japanese
the hard one.
Yeah, it's all the same like characteristics and mechanics of the original game. It's a base sequel, but it's so much harder. It's a little less enjoyable to play because it is so much harder, but it's also a little bit more enjoyable because it's a bit more of a challenge than the basic game.
It's
a
almost
weird
like it should
toss-up to
be
me.
it's almost like it should be at the end of the game as like an extra.
Yeah, exactly. It really does just feel like a DLC, you know? And that's why the Americans called it like the Lost Levels, the levels they just should have added, but I don't know. It's to me like, yeah, probably in the same tier as Super Mario 2, the other Super Mario 2, and just like I probably wouldn't go back to it even as much as the original Super
Mhm.
Mario.
All right.
And
Seems fair. I
moving
feel
on
like
to-
that's immediately A. I don't want to say
Yeah.
it's S because there's another game that's better, but it's really close.
Yeah.
Like it's on the glass ceiling of A to me. For someone that doesn't
Absolutely.
like 2D that much.
Yeah, it pretty much defined kind of every 2D Mario game, and even most of the 3D ones, just in the style of power-ups and map management. And you'll hear it from everyone else. It was just a revolutionary game. It definitely deserves at least an A.
Yeah,
IMO.
at least. I mean, fuck, there's so much merch that I've seen that looks like that.
Yeah,
John
it was definitely
Cena made
my favorite
A shirt like
for a
that.
long time. Yeah, it's a classic, recognizable cultural pose.
Mario Land.
Um,
I feel is
not beat this one, but I've played it.
I haven't beaten it either. The music is really good. The fact that it's portable gives it some points. But
Sure.
I feel
yeah.
like it's maybe just a bit bumped up from 2.
Yeah, I could contend with you there. Maybe only for nostalgia's sake, though, that I played a bit more of Super Mario 2. But I do think they're in the same bucket, that they added some new stuff. Not all of it went off well. Both decent.
Well, I'm trying to think of like which one would I want to go back to, and this one's a little bit more I would want to go back to just for the music, the aesthetic of the black and white, and then if I remember at the end you can possibly get to the higher points of like the end of the
Yeah.
levels, which gives you like
Yeah,
bonus
right.
stuff. So that's
A
fun.
little bit more replayability of levels. Yeah, Super Mario 2 is a hard one that you can you can't really spend a lot of time on it because it just goes from next level to next level to next level. There's no like cheat codes or passwords that you can enter to move between levels.
Yeah.
Really, really early game. Yeah.
And again, being portable gives it points.
Double points. Yeah, I agree. I like this placement still so far. I'm rocking with it. SMW next. I'm pretty much an S tier fan of Super Mario World. I think that
I think
game
that's
just
fair.
speaks for itself.
It's Super Mario 3, but better and looks better, and it plays
Yeah,
better.
it just has
There's a lot more
More stuff.
to do.
Still a gorgeous game.
Oh
Like,
yeah, maybe could use
really did
more
well.
music.
Yeah, I would love a nice like new sound font like remaster of that game, just with more depth. And you're right, it needs more music. It only uses like the one tune in a few different ways, but it's really well done. But they should get some more tunes.
Mario Land 2, which I think is going to be in contender here somewhere. I just maybe right there.
Yeah, even better than the last. This one I've played less of. See, I played a little bit of Super Mario Land, but this one was just way more played. It was way more nicer looking, better sprites.
Way more
Better
wacky.
power-ups.
I didn't understand what the
Yeah.
hell was going on most of the time when I was playing it, where you get like the carrot and your bunny thing, and then there's Wario,
Yeah,
I
right.
guess, with the coins, and then
It-
a level is literally you in a mechanical Mario.
Yeah, it was some super cool storytelling ideas, and there's even a really big like speedrun scene for this game too. It's definitely a hot contender.
I was
Worth a play.
tempted to put it over the original, but the original is just like, it's iconic. The level, the
Yeah.
music, the design, and also the speedrun potential. You can zoom through this one. You can't really with this one.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel as smooth as a speed game.
Also,
but
the
there's
fact
some
that
neat
you're
stuff you can
so
do.
zoomed in on the Mario does suck.
Yeah, small screen, not the best playing experience. Not like the fucking pixels on the original Super Mario Bros. Are all that much better or any better.
All Stars, which is just a bundle of a lot of these, so it should bump it
Yeah.
up, huh?
It's pretty much the fact that it contains Super Mario 3, and in some cases it did come with Super Mario World on the same cartridge. But it looks like this one is just labeled as the one without Super Mario World. So it's at least A tier because it has Super Mario 3, but it's even better because it has remastered versions of the Lost Levels and Mario Bros. Like with the new SNES sound font and sprites. Really like a must-have on the SNES.
Mario Party DS. Definitely
Mario
a good
Party.
one.
I don't know if I played this one because I didn't really have a DS. I had a 3DS.
So this one was good for one, being portable. Two, you can play with people with the download play. Three, it had a good gimmick of like everybody was small, so all the mini games and the boards were you miniature. And four, with it being on the DS, it gave you some unique mini games to play.
Yeah, with like the stylus and touchlight and
It's
yada, yada.
definitely one of the better Mario parties in uniqueness and mini game library. The boards are nice. The only thing I think that would bring it down is like items and stuff like that, like stuff on the board.
Mhm.
That's about it.
Some weirder mechanics they added there. I would certainly believe and agree with this rating still. I could see some contention for people being like a Mario Party game or even this Mario Party game above the original Mario, but which one are you going to play more often? You know, what are you going to go back to? Which I think is the main part of a lot of this ranking.
This is like the, what do they call it? A where it's like it's a comforter, it's something that you can always go to.
Yeah, it's like pick up the sticks and go back to my old game that I know and love.
Yeah.
But when you want something new, Mario Party can be that every time, definitely.
Mario Party 9, we're doing it in a weird order. This
Okay.
sucks.
I would not play. I don't even know this one. This is the one that came out right before they put the car in, right?
This is the car.
Oh, is this the first car one?
This is the first car one. Even the mini games were bad. The boards were bad. The whole point of everybody in a car is bad. And you know, I'm gonna even throw in
Mario Party 10 slightly better.
Slightly better because it has the Bowser mode, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
That's. Don't play those ones. Those ones are terrible.
Don't play Mario Clash either, apparently.
Well, don't play any Virtual Boy games at all.
No, please don't, for your health and safety.
Yeah, that's my opinion as the fucking Mario Party guy. Don't even touch
Yeah, he's
these.
a Mario Party guy. Don't even argue.
Mario Party Island Tour. I actually don't know about this one, but I think it's also on a car. I'm gonna just put it here
heard of it,
because I don't have
3DS.
Exact idea.
I feel that. A couple of 3DS titles coming up that I definitely have not played.
Star Rush. I didn't know this was a game until now.
Yeah, how did they release so many Mario Parties for the 3DS?
If I was to guess, it's like Super Mario Party and how it works, but I'm not gonna guess. I'm just gonna leave it as is. The top 100.
Mario Party, the top 100. This is certainly just mini games, right?
Yeah,
it sounds odd.
The boards are like Super Mario Party, but there is really no board, and the top 100 is not really the top 100. So if you just like playing the mini games, it's good. It at least has like good mini games, which brings it up from F. But I wouldn't play it. It's definitely bottom D.
Yeah. Okay, believable. Mario Party maybe just lost a little bit of touch late in their day. They're kind of figuring it out. Super Mario Party coming up. Not a terrible game, but very different. Very, very different. What do you think?
So it's kind of like a conundrum with me on this one. So this one definitely will go. I'd say it's top C. It's not. It's got a good amount. Well, no, it's still pretty playable.
It uses a lot of the Switch controls, like a lot of new innovative mini games, which is interesting, but it's not that all of them are fun. Some of them are very same.
It's good in some mini games. The boards are interesting. I'm not a big fan of that you can just choose wherever the fuck you want to go, but it's a
completely different board mechanic.
It is kind of interesting that they gave the mechanic that everyone has a unique dice, and there literally is a tier list for this game.
Yeah, which is
and also contentious. The first one I think that had it didn't have online, or did it? I don't remember, honestly. No, it did. It did
have online.
It was the first one to have online. So nice. For that, it also gets points, but
props.
It's definitely not going to be higher than a lot of other ones.
Yeah, I think bottom B.
You know what? I'll even put it above this because it does have more than that. But
yeah, you're right. Comparatively, we should go back and double check some of these, but
yeah, we will at the end. We'll scope through. But
yeah,
it's definitely not a good Mario Party in my opinion, but it's not like one you should say no to.
Yeah, worth a try. Worth a peep. Now this we kind of said is barely even a Mario game.
It's just golf. Inoffensive.
And it's a really old version of golf. Obviously, we're gonna go through like 5 more golf games, so it's probably gonna be the worst.
Yeah, it's just down there. Golf on the NES.
Golf.
It's about what you think. Golf on the 64. Not much better to me.
Yeah, some classic models. 3D. Ooh ah, ting tang.
Better than that.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets to the C point yet. Golf's not that interesting.
Yeah, I've never been a huge golf video game player. The fact that you could do it like motion on the Wii was kind of neat, obviously. But even then, I preferred the other Wii Sports.
Yeah, we're gonna get to it later with Toadstool Tour, and that one's like, to me, is the peak of the golfing god. But you just can't. It's golf. Yeah. I don't know. It's like how they remade tennis all the time. It's tennis. Like, how much can you do it?
Yeah. It was just that era. They definitely made a lot more of those just basic. It's the sport. You like it?
So and I don't know about this one.
Game Boy Advance. I do not know. again assume it's on the level of the 64, just in a 2D.
I
Game Boy
assume it's
Color.
on the level of the NES, but
Yeah, more
since I
similar to that.
don't know, I'm not gonna say anything. This
It looks like the same picture of Mario on the cover of both Mario Golfs for the Game Boy and the 64. Oh, and the Yoshi game next up.
this could be argued
amazing.
before or under or after.
Amazing in many ways, but yeah, where does it go relative to Super Mario 3? There's way more like mechanics, but I feel like there's
So-
fewer levels. There's more replayability with all the collections, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot more playable in the collections, like you say, 100%ing the level, which you can do, which will give you a reward. But it's also a
Yeah.
lot more colorful. It's a lot more level gimmicks. I feel it
Yeah,
has
they take advantage
the
of
art
the hardware.
style that is crazy.
Yeah, the nice hand drawn, but yet still very like related to the previous art style of Mario games.
Plus, I'm not the
It's-
craziest about Mario 3. I like Mario 3, but it's not like, you know.
It used to be probably my favorite, I would say, but definitely Super Mario World has overtaken my favorite. And Yoshi's Island, I would agree. It's just a better made game. Obviously, it has the advantage of being made later, but hey, look at where fucking Super Mario Party 10 is, or fucking any of these Mario Party games for that matter. Like Super Mario World knew what they did, and this game also knew what they did. I think maybe even above All Stars. You know,
I was just about to
Like-
question that, but I feel like All Stars technically still wins because it has just more.
yeah,
It's not
Yeah.
Yoshi's Island is
And-
not enough to get rid of the package.
one of my qualms between Yoshi's Island and Super Mario 3 is Super Mario 3 doesn't really have, like, once you reset your console, especially on the NES, you reset your console, you can't get back to that save. You know, it's just donezo.
Yeah.
Super Mario All Stars lets you save on all of the original Mario titles at any point. You know, you can just
Oh,
save
really?
from whatever level. Yeah, and then you can re-pick up your save.
That's mega good.
So All Stars, goated for that one.
So that was a fun little break back to golf.
Oh god.
This is a baller
GameCube.
ass fucking golf game. I feel like they peaked in all their sports games in the GameCube except for baseball. But this
Yeah.
one is for me right there.
If you're looking at it on the shelf, you're gonna pick it up before the original 2D Mario.
Yeah. I mean, it's got like 6 courses, 18 different holes in each course. Unlockable characters, cups that are genuinely hard, stats on each of the characters. The music's nice. It's a chill time. The HUD is nice and clear. If you're playing with friends, you can fuck them over by like having chat bubbles in front. It's fun.
It does sound like the first genuinely good golf game, yeah.
They have the mini games of like shooting between the rings or closest to the pin. It's got some girth. It's got some girth in that golf. Golf girth.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Yeah, that's my argument on that. I would definitely pick that over that.
Yeah, fair. Top of B.
But I don't think it deserves A. It's still golf. You can't do too much with golf. So I don't have
Fucking word.
any knowledge on these two.
Yeah, you're gonna start to get into our like handheld knowledge with all
I
these
know-
Game Boy and 3DS games.
I know one of them, both of them are like on islands primarily of the time. And then I want to say World Tour has a gimmick to where the bottom screen you can roll the ball where like it lands. But besides that, I think they're just islands. But I don't want to give an opinion because I didn't play it nor know much about it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair place for those games. Look into it at your own peril or risk. And obviously an F tier game coming up there. The game it was based off of, pretty much right after that, N64 Mario Tennis, much better game. Still, like, this was the introduction to Mario Tennis, obviously. This was, like, kind of interesting. The different players with different kind of, like, strengths.
I feel like the sports games will equally be there. Still tennis.
Yeah.
Maybe tennis is a little bit more interesting because it's more
I
arcadey
honestly
feel.
would agree with that. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to get into, a little bit more competitive.
Easier to play with multiple people too.
Yeah, quicker rounds it feels too.
So Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color. I heard that this had a story mode. Not sure
Oh.
about that one, but yeah, you're like a. I think honestly the Game Boy Color Golf one also had a story mode, where you're just like a character and you play with Mario. But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, don't quote us on these Game Boy ones. Like I said, Cody knows obviously more than me on that.
Power Tennis, definitely
Power
good.
Tennis. Now you're getting
Uh,
like real titles in the Mario games. It's not just Mario Golf anymore. Fuck Power Tennis.
So this one's pretty good. I feel like this is the standard. This is like literally the middle. But Power Tennis has good music, good amount of playable characters. They have the gimmicky boards that end up changing the layouts a little bit. They have the mini games. They have the cups. It's good. It's solid.
Yeah, all sorts. You do think though that the roster, the replayability or whatnot of golf is better? Those edge out each other.
Because
That's right.
the you can unlock more, I feel like, in golf, but you unlock a good amount in tennis, and I feel like you unlock a couple more characters in tennis, but you don't get as much, obviously, locations because the golf is a whole course. But
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say
a lot
it's
more
pretty
visual,
equal.
explorable.
I will definitely be more excited to play golf because I know I'll play it longer.
Word, I get you.
Power Tour, don't know. They had a lot of sports games on the mobiles.
Yeah, they released one on each, one of the
Another
DSs
one.
and one of the Game Boys.
They had Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, 3DS, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, 3DS.
Oh yeah, pattern indeed.
So I don't know about that one. I haven't played
Oh.
this one, but I heard this one was awful.
I remember the Switch one being decent. That's like second up if you want to skip that one. We can get all the tennis ones out of the way.
So I'm going to say would not play on this one because I think from a lot of reviews I've seen, it's literally just tennis courts, no gimmicks or anything like that. And the only thing they did different is that you can like turn into a Mega Mushroom. And then there's Ultra
Yeah.
Smashes. But like there's no sauce in this game. Just avoid it.
Fair.
At least like this one has the aesthetic of being old style, you know?
Yeah.
This one is killer.
Good game. Good Mario game. Fun ass power ups.
Fun as
More portable than Super Mario 3 for sure. You know, more excuse me.
Bless you.
More easily available, I was gonna say, more easy to get in and out of. You can save it and have it in your back pocket.
Fun ass abilities like the turtle that never came back,
The
which I wish it
turtle.
did. The mini mushroom for secrets. The mega mushroom for the first time. Well, first time in the mainline Mario game. And then you had
Right.
the multiplayer. Fucking hella fun.
Damn, was there multiplayer for this one? Like co-op?
Dude, there was no, it wasn't co-op, but it's like you could play as Luigi, and you would be in like these levels that loop, and they're stars, and you have to get 5 stars to win, but you can like hit the other player to get their star, and it would get like really competitive.
Interesting.
Plus, they didn't have to own
I
it.
would play that. Yeah, that's fucking lit. The fucking DS was so good with like local share or whatever it was called.
Yeah, so that's my argument right there. Above Mario 3, portability really
Yeah.
gives it points.
Yeah,
Aces!
definitely points for portability. Aces, decent tennis game. Got a lot of nuance to it.
I say
they,
it's a C.
they refined their thing, but you say there's definitely like less to unlock. It's like kind of just a play
There's
tennis.
characters to unlock. I think there is a story mode, but it's pretty bland. And whatchamacallit, doing the trick shots where you can curve it and stuff like that is neat, but gets boring really fast. The characters that were unlocked that you could unlock are not exactly fun. It's like Pauline and well, they do have like Chain Chomp. You can play as Chain Chomp, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
But I I would never go back to Aces,
Word, yeah.
but it's better
Yeah,
than
below,
normal tennis.
Below with Mario Bros, absolutely.
Dance Mix.
Dance Mix. Now this,
It's a
what
gimmick.
is like a DDR style? What is this?
Yeah, it's literally DDR. You just dance
I fuck
around
with
to
DDR.
solve problems, but it's like an easy DDR because obviously it's Mario.
Totally. Or
Has
Bibis.
some fun DDR remixes of songs and some that just are songs.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I would play more than the last level,
Yeah.
but it's basically a gimmick. Like you're just kind of being like, "Oh, this is strange."
Beautiful. I like that.
Baseball.
Baseball, but baseball. Is this the one that we played for the fellas one-off that never happened?
Yep.
Fun ass game, silly ass gimmicks.
Better than
Good ass
Golf Train.
baseball. Good old American baseball.
It's so like I said, I feel like GameCube peaked at all the sports games except one, and that was baseball, for a reason
You
I'll
like-
get into later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. It's coming up.
But this is like, they have gimmicks. Yeah, they have gimmicks of like you can use your abilities to pitch and bat, but it's like the most authentic baseball that feels very arcadey baseball.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Yeah,
feel like
it-
any bullshit.
it was nice and easy to set up and just hop into when we did play that one time. And you can just play at your own will. Set up your own games. Play one, play two, play until
Mhm.
you die.
And with it having more of like a story mode compared to the other two, because this is just cups. This is also just cups, but this one has more of like a story. It gives you a little bit more to come back to. Plus, Toy Field, the mini game, is a lot of fun. And yeah, it's the best out of the three, I would say,
Right on.
so
Of
far.
the GameCube trio.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's gonna be a quadruo in a second.
Oh, true. Little strikers.
But
But
Sluggers,
Sluggers first.
goes
Our first
not
A-tier sports
over
game?
DS, but it's close. And here's why. So it's the only better sports game out of GameCube because it added a lot more characters. It added a lot more stages. It added new gimmicks, such
Fair.
as when you have people with chemistry in the outfield, you can have them jump on each other to steal home runs. It had more
That's
characters with abilities. The gimmicks on the stages were a lot more abundant. Like Peach's stage has ice on the field that you can get frozen by, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
The story mode's a lot bigger to where you can get you go around in more of like a hub area and solve puzzles while also playing baseball
Insane.
to unlock
Well,
characters. Like you can unlock Donkey Kong by beating him in baseball, and then you have Donkey Kong as a playable character that he can use barrels in
Right.
the overworld to get to new areas, and exploring the areas get you more characters that you wouldn't get from just playing. And it's just overall such a better game. It's almost crazy that it's baseball because every compliment I gave it made it feel like not a baseball game.
right. But it is the best Mario sports game, maybe because it's the most different. At least for now.
Strikers.
Strikers, first football game that we're talking about.
Barely
You don't think
under baseball because
Yeah, that's
it
fair.
doesn't have a lot of meat. But fuck, is it fun?
The abilities, the fucking showmanship of the players.
So fast, so brutal for a Mario game.
Yeah.
Way more fun than golf. But baseball just has more meat. That's
Yeah,
about all I got.
I dig the meat.
Strikers is similar. It's a similar game. Added a little bit more characters, a little bit more level gimmicks. But that's about it. That's kind of where it stops and ends. This one had a better art style than this one, but it's still good.
Yeah, doesn't need much more.
Mario Basketball. I don't know.
Oops, who cares? A lot of these Mario and Sonic may end up in the not much of an opinion.
So this one I would argue is like top C. because it had the dream sequence ones, which were fun, and then it's the only one that's ever given me a workout because you have to shake your arms for running.
Hell yeah.
So for that alone, it gets points.
They tricked us.
But this one is way better of a game. I would even put it
Oh yeah.
about there.
Better than Super Mario Party. Easier to pick up.
Mm-hmm. Way better. It's got a lot more games to play. Winter's a lot funner of a concept to do. More characters, more competitions, beefier. It's just beefier. They don't have it
I
here.
love when you talk like that.
But yeah, I don't see it here. But the DS version of this game is even better because they did like a cool fucking story mode again, kind of like the baseball, where you got like a hub, you're solving puzzles, you're using multiple characters to solve puzzles, and then they even had characters in the DS game that wasn't in the Wii game that you can face off in boss battles. It's fun.
Holy shit.
The DS one is better than the Wii one, but the Wii one goes there. This one, no.
Well, shout outs to the DS one and the dumbass who didn't know about it. A classic banger to intercept a few of these Mario and Sonics. The first real-time co-op Super Mario Bros. Game.
Oh yeah.
You could just fuck with your homies. You could throw them off cliffs. Secret exits, nice fun map. I think it's better than Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. That is, like it's just barely better maybe.
Because of co-op and the coins.
Because of co-op.
Did this one added the coins?
That one had the coins as well, but this one I think the formula was pretty much identical, honestly, other than the multi-man co-op.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Still fun.
Yeah.
Winter Olympics.
This is like a newer one. I didn't play that one.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of the skiing, snowboarding, or whatever. It looks like a game.
Rio. Whatever.
I've also seen a little bit of that one. If you like swimming, go for it.
London. Damn, they have a lot.
Yeah.
Huh?
They made those pretty much every Olympics. Good for them.
Mario Sports Mix. This is going to be a crazy one.
Yeah. Ooh, that was for the Wii. I slept on this. I don't even know what this is.
About there. So the games that they had was dodgeball, fun, hockey,
fun.
Basketball, okay, volleyball, the weakest, but
really, volleyball is kind of sad.
But they had Final Fantasy characters in here. They had some fun stage gimmicks. They had a way that you can, like, say if you're playing hockey and you gather the coins on the field, if you had like 9 coins and you scored a goal, you get 10 points.
Nice. Okay. A little gimmicky.
Yeah, that's about it. It's decent. It's fun. It's just a fun little party mix.
Yeah, got some new stuff, new ideas.
Don't know what
that is. Not quite rounded out or polished. Oh, the mobile games.
Mario Run. Sure, D.
Yeah.
I feel like mobile games go to D.
Yeah, Dr. Mario World is also a mobile game I've never heard of. I just looked it up. Never heard of it. It's not even really Dr. Mario as well. It's definitely worse than Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Tour, is that also the mobile one?
Yeah. More when you play the Mario Kart on it, you're not really. It's like on rails. But people
Yeah, same with Super Mario Run.
People whatchamacallit, it's more like a gambling game because you have to pay money to possibly get skins.
Crazy as fuck.
Mario Brothers 2 definitely got weaker.
Yeah, that one kind of gets old, but if you like coins, it's got something for you.
I would there. No, Mario Party is just funnier.
Yeah. More to do in the original one there, but if you need more content, play the second. Go for it. The Wii U games. Ooh.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean some different power-ups, some better graphics than the Wii one. Not as not as classic. New characters, I suppose.
So there, it's almost fair. Because like
Yeah.
the core gameplay is still fun. It's just not
Yeah.
kind of it. It's co-op
It
core
really-
gameplay.
It really is kind of just a like, oh, let's release another game, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah, it is what it is. Same with Luigi.
it gets a
You-
little bit more because it's harder.
Yeah, yeah. Right, more of a challenge, more ideas.
Mario Maker
SMM.
is just, I feel like it's S tier just by the concept.
Yeah, I
and
think you're absolutely right.
plus it's endless, technically.
And Super Mario Maker 2, do you have much of an opinion between the two? Because I do think,
I think they should just like this should just be one entry.
yeah, it pretty much is. Because they
One
are so
better than
similar,
the
but
other.
there's slightly different story games. You might prefer one or the other. I think Super Mario Maker 2 has a bit more fun story, from what I recall. Like, it just a bit more like it's happening instead of just making you play levels that the devs created.
It has a story.
Yeah, in the second one, if I'm not mistaken, you rebuild like Peach's castle and something
Oh.
like that. In the first one, you pretty much just play levels to unlock pieces to build with. Something like that.
Oh,
But
interesting.
just amazing for the community, for the amount of levels you could create. It's basically Super Mario Bros. U. It's the same engine, and therefore pretty much as good as you can get with Super Mario.
But
any
you
of the
can also
new Super Mario.
you can make it older style too.
But exactly, yeah. For nostalgia's sake, and for all the things that you can bring into the older games too from the new titles, just amazing.
The only one
Revolutionary.
that the first one has that the second one doesn't is amiibo support. That's it. The second one
Yeah.
has worlds. It has different styles. It has a lot more shit that you can do with
Yeah,
it.
I forgot. But also, the servers for the original one are no longer active.
Oh well. It had a good long run.
Yes, it did. SM64 S tier game.
Just for its
yeah, I think
replayability.
I think at this point it's the best game we've talked about.
I would argue that it's the best game ever made, brother. It's really
It-
the best game there ever was. 3D really was beneficial for the Mario.
It really might have been the best game ever made, and the best game for Mario and for gaming in general. But shout outs. It may
But
not
what
be the
about-
most fun to play.
What about the DS one?
Now that one, revolution. No, dog shit. No, the controls are so wonky, so much different. Shout outs to our brief playthrough of it.
Yeah, we probably
know
go
it's
back at
fun.
some point. We'll play
I
like
know
the
we will play
original,
it.
and then we'll play this one again at some point.
Yeah, right. It's got more to it, obviously, than DS in some ways, or sorry, than the original 64. But it's also on a worse resolution, if that's possible, and it has some weird changes, alterations, gimmicks that I don't know if they necessarily fly. You've played it all the way through. What do you have to say?
It's not a bad game, but it's not something I would go back to. So the best thing it has is the little mini games you could play. That's usually what people always went back to when they owned it. They would be like, "Oh, I could play the keeping Mario above ground mini game," and they would go back to that. But like the extra characters, usually more annoying and pointless. The boss fights kind of suck. And then, obviously, playing on a D-pad is fucking awful. But
Yeah.
it has mobility, so it also gets points for that.
Yeah,
I honestly
There-
think where I
there you
put
have
it is fine, because I'd rather play tennis, but I'd rather play it more than the original Mario.
yeah, believable. Honestly, it has content, but especially once you've played it, you're like, am I gonna ever revisit this?
Actually,
Maybe
you know
for
what?
fellas. Damn.
'Cause
It's
looking
time
down-
for sports before that.
Looking down the list, this is such a unique experience. I'd rather play that. This is just casual fun, which I guess I'll do it like this. It's not actually better than that, but I'd rather play Mario Party than that. I'd rather play this than that. This is just a more fun, unique experience again, and then this just can't get really boring in the beginning part.
Yeah.
So it's further down. Almost to
Yeah,
C.
no, fair adjustments. We'll see if they stay where they lie. Coming up on the 3 Mario games.
I'm gonna bump that down.
Yeah, that deserves C tier. That really is the middle of the pack.
Sunshine, very controversial of a opinion on if this is a good or a bad.
Yeah, I think it might deserve bottom of A. I don't know if it's necessarily better than Super Mario 3. There's way more collectibles, that those sort of things. So it's kind of fun for on a replayability standpoint.
I love the Flood.
A lot of challenge, a lot of funny mini games. The Flood is a great quirk.
I love the Flood. Part of me loves that it's hard to control because it does make it a harder Mario game because you can't rely on just normal Mario skills. But,
But then it also becomes a crutch, like in those levels where they take away Flood, and you just have to remember how to play Mario.
That's true. It does make it a little harder for those sections because you just relied on Flood so much.
Yeah.
But that's different. The point.
It's different because of Flood too.
It's definitely... I don't know about you, but I would play it more than 3.
Yeah, I would play it more than 3. And similar to how New Soup is above 3, it's easier to play than Super Mario Bros. 3, and to save and to come back to and yada yada.
Mm-hmm. And then this one's
more enjoyable experience.
This one's still more of a fun time overall than this one because I will get mad at this one at some point.
Yeah, and points for portability.
Yes, sir. Galaxy is up here.
Galaxy, for me especially, is an S tier game. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, 3D Mario.
Is it better than World?
I think it's better than World. Okay. In the music, especially, in just the experience, the design, the revolutionary, programming that brought those like 3D gravity fields to life.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very well made game, emotional game, in a lot of ways too.
Mm-hmm. Just doesn't beat 64 because it's just more of a. This is more sandboxy.
Yeah, I agree. 64 is a much wider tool to use, really.
Mm-hmm. Galaxy 2 kind of went down, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think down in quality from the original. Not
probably right
necessarily
there.
A bad game. I think it's fair to put it in A. I don't even think I ever finished the game, but lots of new power-ups and that sort of stuff. Still great formula.
No.
Yeah, I might play it. I would probably play the Sunshine and Mario 3 before it, but
Well, now I'm thinking about it because I don't. It's good, but I don't really see me ever wanting to come back to this.
As like a Mario all-time list, yeah. If you really think about it, am I coming back to this game? For me, maybe to finish it one day, 100%. It's definitely probably worth it. It's much glitchier than the original one too, like from what I hear. It's
maybe right there.
It's kind of a rushed game. Yeah.
That's weird. For some reason in my head I was like, it's a Galaxy game, put it up here, and then I really thought about it. I was like, no.
No, I love where you landed on it too. It could be even moved 1 or 2 to the left or right, but I think above the U games, the U New Soups, and still below like the better baseball games.
It technically has more meat than the other games, but the other games I would more want to pick up because it's a lot more enjoyable in that spur of the moment. 2 is more like, all right, let's finish it.
Yeah, I don't think 2 is as much of a challenge throughout all that meat. It's kind of like some bland chicken.
Speaking of challenge, 3D Land.
3D Land. I do like the collectibles, the replayability of get the coins, get the golden flags, secret world after the game. It had a lot of content, a lot of content, and some new, obviously, 3D kind of gameplay elements.
And also being mobile. The collectibles were nice.
And mobile.
It wasn't hard, but I didn't really down it for not being hard. It was just kind of an enjoyable experience. I feel like it's the most average Mario game there could ever be.
It was actually probably the easiest Mario game of all time when it came out because of golden Tanuki leaf or whatever the fuck they gave you if you just failed the level too many times.
Oh
They're like,
yeah.
we're sorry, you could just beat the level now for every level.
I think it's fair to put it as the most average Mario game.
Yeah,
Right
an
above-
enjoyable experience.
Halfway above the actual most average Mario game. 3D World.
And 3D World, they had the Captain Toad levels, some new content, the fun interactive 3D overworld screen, the 4-player, obviously multiplayer co-op, a lot of fun new features as opposed to 3D Land.
I feel like the co-op makes it just a little better than that.
Yeah, the co-op specifically makes it fun. I don't know if it's as fun as the 2D co-op where you really get in each other's way of New Super Wii, but really cool game.
I definitely would come back to Sunshine more than Mario World. I would have to have a person to play it with to make it this high. And
Exactly.
I know it would be a good time. And I know the challenges at the end are definitely worth it. So making
You're right.
better than 3. But Sunshine, the crutch of it being like I would play it with friends is kind of makes it just below.
Yeah, it makes it that much harder to come back to.
Odyssey.
Odyssey, however, portable, single player, play as much or as little as you want, was kind of designed to be played at like 15 seconds at a time, minutes at a time, or for hours if you really loved it like I did. But yeah, not quite as crazy as Galaxy for me. Beautiful game.
Where would you put it?
I feel like it's a downgrade in some ways, in the way of like power-ups. Like instead of power-ups, they made you have this whole other ability.
The transform.
Yeah, it's perhaps the meatiest collectible Mario game of all time, with the purple coins in every level and all of the different costumes and all the different game modes with collectibles and like over 1,000 different moons. You know, you can play it for years. It's probably better than Super Mario Bros. 3 in my opinion.
Really?
I think it's more of a challenge and more content for sure. Like for me, I just enjoyed it. I have nothing bad to say about it. But anything on your mind? It might be even higher IMO.
For me, I was there when it launched. I was launch day. It's the only game I've ever been for launch day. And I liked the movement. I liked that you can just pick up moons whenever you want. But at some point, the moons didn't feel as special because I could pick them up wherever I want. And then
a lot of, like we were saying, bland chicken. A lot of the meat is just the same thing.
And then for the purple coins was the most enjoyable part because I always like getting cosmetics as a reward.
Right.
Then the worlds were interesting. I wouldn't say they would be exactly memorable, except obviously the city and the Bowser Japan shrine thing. That's pretty much where it stops for me.
There's like Peach's Castle too, which is like just also just.
Oh, that's true. And the
nostalgia.
moon. I guess there is some decent stuff in there. But what I have in my feeling is that once I 100%ed it, that was it. I think I never ever felt the urge to ever open it up again.
No, you're absolutely right. It's been a while since I got back to it. It's not a game that is even on my like radar to be like, oh, I need to go back and do this because I really did play it. And I think you might be right that Super Mario 3 is maybe an easier like thing to come back and be like, oh, I should do that one again. You know, it's been a while since I've done that. But Mario Odyssey is so daunting to like just come back to and get back into.
But because of that, I feel like it's such a good game and a good experience, but only like one time.
Yeah, it's a highly recommended experience, not necessarily going to be the game you play for the rest of your life.
If I was to, so I was in my heart of hearts, I was like down here, but now that it is a really good game, so I feel like it should go higher. But I don't know. I feel like there's more where I feel. To me,
yeah.
Where was yours? Like here?
Yeah, I was thinking that to me it does feel in the sort of the same vein as New Super Mario Bros. Easier to pick up and play, or to restart or replay than Super Mario Bros. 3.
We can meet
original
in the
2D.
middle.
I do think like you put it just below DS, right? Mario Party DS.
Yeah.
I would say I do think it's a floater between A or B tier. I think it's bottom of A, maybe up a game or two from where you put it, but I don't disagree that it has a lot of flaws, a lot of repetition, and it's not a game you're gonna come back to very frequently after you've played it a lot.
Okay. Well, we have been talking a lot, but
Yeah, that game took up a lot.
we're approaching some games that we have like zero opinion, and there's like fucking nothing to talk about. So
Yeah,
gonna,
about 20 of these will fly by.
Yeah, a lot of these will just go by. Dr. Mario.
Good. I like Dr. Mario. This is the NES one, obviously. It's a good puzzle game.
Probably
You're
around
only
the
gonna
same
want
as
to play.
this guy.
You'll play it like 30 minutes at a time. Yeah, I would say maybe I like it more than Mario Bros. Honestly, I think it's more fun of a challenge, but it depends who you are. Some people don't really like the puzzle aspect. Tetris and Dr. Mario is just that, but better. It's easy, like either top of C or bottom B. It's better music and better graphics for sure. Like a little bit of an upgrade.
Dr. Mario 64.
I've never played it. I just looked it up. It looks skippable, but it's like basically the same game as any of the other versions. If you like Dr. Mario, expand, branch out, try some of the others, but otherwise you can skip that one.
I don't know what that one is.
Puzzle League. I'm not familiar with Puzzle League.
So I think
But it
Puzzle League,
sounds
there was
dope.
like Pokemon Puzzle League. So it might be like that one. But if it's just Dr. Mario, I mean, just along with another game, maybe... yeah.
Well, do you think we should throw Dr. Mario 64 at top of C as well, or
Actually, I'm
Or
going to
leave
do
it
this. I'm
into-
going to put this here.
yeah, C tier? Nice,
Um,
nice.
No,
Dr. Mario 64.
it definitely gets... It definitely gets
Also
points
skippable.
for being better than Dr. Mario because it's mobile
And portable.
and portable. But Tetris
Yeah.
is probably a better game than Puzzle League.
Yeah. But that is, of course, the SNES Tetris and Dr. Mario. You're right, the Tetris and Dr. Mario, I feel, are better portable. But portable Game Boy Advance, you would have had to, like, cable to someone if you wanted to compete at Dr. Mario.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been a rare occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dr.
this is
Mario
fair.
Online, no idea.
Mobile, I assume all of these are mobile games, the next, like, 4?
No idea. It's fine. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Fuck them. This
But
is a
so-
Wario game next. I don't even know what that
This
is.
is like a puzzle for Famicom. I don't know. Mario Picross.
Yeah. Oh, I like Picross. I've tried to play this one once, but I think it's only in like Japanese. Or no, I played the other one in Japanese on the Switch. They have like in the Nintendo Online NES games, they're like play Picross in Japanese. Thank you, Nintendo. I don't read Japanese.
Picross can be fun. I'll put it above tennis.
Yeah, it's probably better in English, at least for me. A little bit easier than these next
At
two,
least
which
for
are
me.
these are the same game. I'm pretty sure, just not translated.
The Mario and Donkey Kong games.
I haven't played them, but I've seen gameplay, and I like a nice puzzle game. I like the IP. It seems silly, quirky.
I haven't played them either. This one's different. So this one doesn't have the mini guys.
You're right.
So the mini guys is where it actually becomes like the game you know. But I mean, to be honest, I don't really know how these play either. So I feel like these
Yeah.
might all come down here.
They might have to get yoinked in the no opinion, but they also get there with an asterisk of would recommend.
Yeah, I would
Just
play it.
don't
I
have
just
enough-
don't
Yeah, would play.
have an interest.
They're definitely not an F tier. They're probably even higher than D. We just do not know.
Mario Pinball Land.
That looks wild. I've only ever played Sonic Spinball,
That's
a
hard.
real man's game.
Sonic games next. I'll have a field
Next
day
time.
with that one.
Yeah, it's just gonna be me locking in and listening.
I don't know. It's pinball. I don't know.
Yeah, pinball. Same as NES Open.
Mario is missing F.
Holy shit! Yeah, you can skip that one. How about Mario's
I
Time
put tennis
Machine?
under that. Sorry. But this has more content than that.
Yeah, it's also kind of hilarious. But you play
Mario's
as
Time
Luigi.
Machine.
In that one, you actually play as Mario. They're like both point-and-click adventures, essentially, and they're also like learning games.
fun with manners.
Okay, fun with numbers.
Oh, numbers.
This is definitely worse. Bottom of F. Oh
Fun
yeah, but
with
you should play this
letters.
before you boot up your Virtual Boy.
Preschool fun. Mario Paint. Okay, here we go. We're back
Oh.
to games.
Actually, revolutionary as well. One of the only SNES games that used a mouse, and the fact that it let you do that felt like you just had your own art development studio at home. You know, it was also a music composer. Could make some fun jams.
Yeah. I'd
Um,
say it fits in next to the other gimmicky one. That's fun.
Yeah, unless you're super artistic, you're not gonna spend too many hours on it, but definitely worth a try.
Mario Artists. I don't know what these are.
I assume
N64
They are-
stuff.
yeah, like the same attempt to do a Mario Paint title that never really got off the ground, at least in America.
He fucking got a whole album.
Yeah, right. He's the fucking Beatles, apparently.
Technically not a Mario game, but Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. We also have a Peach and a Toad game coming up, so who the fuck are we to deny Luigi?
I mean, I guess you couldn't put them in their own category.
right?
But Luigi's definitely up here somewhere.
Better than Sunshine. Better than Sunshine, definitely.
I would say it's
Better than Yoshi's Island? Yeah, top A.
yeah, might be the top of A. It's not an S because there's
damn.
still some. I feel like there's still some things that could be a little bit explained better, and the fact that it is a whole different type of game, it makes it not exactly up there with the best of the best, but it's definitely
Yeah.
a solid game, especially since they fucking massacre it the more they go.
These next ones are not going to be as looked upon
Arcade
very
Game.
favorably. Yeah, goodbye.
Dark Moon.
Gooigi coming up. Dark Moon, fun
I-
little expander.
It gets points for mobility, but it definitely downgraded in the types of ghost. It downgraded a little bit because it made the combo of getting the ghosts a thing. And also, I
yeah.
couldn't tell you anything about this game.
Yeah, same here, honestly.
So,
Kind of a L
uh,
game.
probably with Land.
Very mid.
Luigi's Mansion 3, though, a lot more interesting. The hotel is nice. Every level having a theme is kind of cool. The combo thing's still a thing, kind of sucks. Graphically looks nice. The atmosphere
Looks
is
great.
nice. The Gooigi gimmick is cool, but doesn't really ever get its potential. Also mobility.
Okay, but real question.
Whoa, you are fucking dying.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're good now.
Someone's using my microwave. I said, real shit though. Smash or pass Gooigi.
Smasher Pass Gooigi?
Yeah, my microwave's getting used again. Sorry.
They needed to reheat it again, not much time.
Yeah, they bring it
I
to us
would
in
with
enough.
well, I would already would with Luigi, so Guigi's definitely a for sure.
Just a little more supple.
You just can't talk about Guigi without dying. He just makes.
Is it worse than Dark Moon?
You are fucking dying.
Whoa. Adam, cut that.
All right, you're good.
I may not be good for like another minute, but we'll see.
They finally heated up their tamale or whatever.
Yeah, I needed another 30 seconds. My bad, fellas.
So it's definitely better than Dark Moon, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I
But
feel.
I feel like I would rather play Dr. Mario than 3.
Yeah, I'm not against
Sorry,
this.
it's enjoyable, but like the core of it, it's kind of when you have such a comparison of the first game, this is such
Yeah.
a downgrade to me because the atmosphere is not as spooky. It's more goofy. It looks
Oh,
nicer,
yeah.
but the art style in the first one's a lot better. The ghosts look a lot spookier and well designed in the first one than the normal one. The combo system kind of sucks. I'd rather just suck them up and figure it out that way.
Yeah, fucking enough said. Gosh, leave some for the rest of them.
Princess Peach Snow. Captain
Yeah,
Toad's
I
fun.
didn't look fun. The other Princess Peach. This one, yeah, it's a fun puzzle game. It is not one that you're gonna play too much. Like it has its own like challenge to get all the collectibles in each level, you know.
I say
But
it's like in between right there.
yeah,
It's a
nice
slightly
little
better
fun
to
puzzle
Dr.
game.
Mario, but with another puzzle, it's probably better.
Yeah, a good one-time story to play through, pretty much.
Yeah. We got a good opinion on this
ooh.
one.
We have a very well-researched opinion on the original SNES title, SMRPG, the 7-star legend. What the fuck? The Legend of the Seven Stars. Fucking A, man. What a game. It has so much humor in it. It stays true a lot to the original Mario games while staying true to what RPGs really were at the time, which is, easy to come into as an RPG fan. Not a bad game. It takes a lot of time, especially if you're trying to 100% it. But would I play it before I played 3D Land or even Galaxy 2? I'd play it before Galaxy 2, probably. I don't know if I'd play it before a fun sports game. I think it's somewhere in B tier for me.
I say right there. Because, man, I wanted to put it down here so bad. But then I'm like, no, that's too harsh.
Yeah, I have to think too, are these games better than the original Super Mario Bros. 2D? Which I think I would rather play. More enjoyable, kind of like second to second experience, but
yeah,
a lot of humor would be slept on if no one played SMRPG.
Yeah, that's probably also doesn't help that we did skip a lot of like text. We didn't really read it. So maybe it sours that too.
Yeah, it was no doubt we looked upon it kind of like begrudgingly, but still a good game and was enjoyed.
Paper Mario.
Paper Mario for the 64?
Yeah.
I remember seeing a lot of like stuff for the GameCube one, but this one I don't really know anything about.
Sorry, I feel like a lot of these are gonna go down here.
Yeah, I would recommend checking it out. It's going to be on my list. I'll eventually play it because the others are good and they will get fair ratings as well.
So you have opinions on the other ones?
Yeah, this one I have at least seen a lot more of the like marketing and a little bit of the gameplay. It was, to my understanding, a better game even than the original one. But
have not
the
played.
The one I really played was the Wii one. Yeah, this one I can't give a solid ass opinion other than I know it was well regarded. I would personally play it. I would love to play it eventually, but I can't exactly rate it.
Also,
the Wii one is a different story.
Let me say, because I feel like some of these fall under this category, like say this. If it's something like pinball, it's not that hard to figure out what the game will be like.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I feel like it's fair that we can rate it and not have to say we haven't played it. That being said, something like this is more of something you have to play, even though you've seen the gameplay, you have to play it to really get your opinion.
Yeah, for the story, the gameplay, the repetitive loop, and the mechanics, like to understand. I can't tell you, Mario's abilities in that one. I can tell you a few of like.
I could tell you there's a flipper in pinball.
Some of the other ones. Yeah, exactly. I know what the gameplay loop looks like in that.
Super Paper Mario.
This one, have you played?
I owned it. I don't remember. I don't think I ever played it though.
I eventually did give it a shot, and it has so many levels. The story really does just keep going, and not even in a bad way. You're just like, holy shit, there's new people, and I'm meeting this like expanding universe, and they're all new characters that are like not mentioned anywhere else in the series. Kind of like a lot of the other RPG games. I enjoyed it as a kid far more than I enjoyed our fella's playthrough even of Super Mario Legend of the Seven Stars. It's just a better RPG. It's way, way funnier, and certainly a better experience on the Wii. I would put it above Galaxy 2, and probably not much higher. I'd probably play a good sports game before it.
Hell yeah, that sounds about right. Sticker Star?
Sticker Star, Paper Mario Sticker Star for the 3DS, unheard of. It sounds like it would be the worst of the Paper Marios, not gonna lie.
It definitely is.
Oh, there's a Wii U one and a Switch one, though, it looks
Color
like.
Splash.
Honestly, looks like a
Origami
downgrade.
King.
Looks like a downgrade from the Wii one, but can't be sure.
That's Origami King.
Yeah. Check
Mario
them out at
Luigi
your own behest.
Superstar Saga started this series.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be most of what we have left, other than Mario Kart and Mario Party.
Yeah, have you
But-
played these?
Not much, not much. I will
I
say
haven't played the first one, so I can't say anything.
I've seen some of the humor. I would say they're similar. If you like the Mario RPG games, try them out. But I can't give much of a rating on any of the Mario and Luigi's.
This one I have played, but I can't tell you anything that I can't recall anything. I know that I did get frustrated in the fact that you control all four of these characters with like one button, and it was very confusing and annoying for puzzles. But I don't have that good enough of a memory to give an opinion.
Fair. Don't let your
Bowser's
baby rage
Inside
brain
Story.
judge it. This sounded like a great idea. Honestly, like a lot of the 3DS and I guess this was a DS Mario and Luigi games just have cool ass story ideas. But again, I've still not played it. I would play it.
This is the only one that ever got remade.
Oh, true.
Mario and Luigi Dream Team.
Similar story, same as the last one.
I guess we got a lot of verses to do, huh?
Yeah,
Paper
I guess
Jam.
so. Sounds cute. Sounds like more gimmicks than the last. I don't know if it's necessarily better.
Superstar
Didn't play it.
Saga again. I guess they remade that one.
Shoutouts. That one's probably better.
Bowser Inside Story. Again.
Also probably slightly better. Mario and Rabbids. Shoutouts S tier, best game of all time. No, it's actually decent though. I know you played a little
This, no lie. Okay, so you have never played this, have you?
bit. I've seen minutes of gameplay.
Okay, so for your sake, I'll leave it right there. But to me, top 9 favorite games
Mario
of all
game?
time.
Favorite game?
Yeah. It's that
Insane.
fucking good. It's such
Outside of that, do you have any connection to the Rabbids? Because I
No.
feel like those are just like some guys to me. Yeah, right?
No, I have no connection to the Rabbids nor Rayman. And it's just it's funny, it's creative. It's the only game Mario ever had a gun. So there's that. You can have Luigi with a fucking sniper vacuum. That's sick. And then
Fucking
the
lit.
puzzles themselves are not hard, not all of them, but they are hard enough to where you will struggle. And they have it to where you'll get ranked. And some of them are legit like, here's this boss fight. Use the correct characters to be able in these locations that these characters use. You better use the right one that's effective in close range, long range, and then you got to use them to their best effectiveness to where you beat the boss in the shortest amount of turns. Like you legit have to you have to slide under them, like hurt them by sliding, and then use your gun that is a knockback gun to shoot them back a space so that the next person has line of sight, and then when they move, they'll trigger a thing and they'll get hit again, and then they'll come after him. Like you have to think
Very
so
cool.
many layers
Yeah.
to be able
I think
to,
I would love that.
yeah. It's
Have you-
so good, and the second one ruined it because it went from a grid to a circle radius,
Right.
and it changed everything because it's not. You now have free will of where you want to go. You don't have a certain amount of spaces you can move.
Yeah, that sounds super weird to add to the formula. The original game sounds a lot like Fire Emblem, I would think. Have you ever played those?
It is. It's
Yeah.
Fire Emblem XCOM.
Which, of course, reminds me of one of my favorite games of all time called Shining Force on the Genesis, which is
Ooh.
essentially the same game, but just a neat little set of graphics and story on that one.
But yeah, definitely in the top 10 of favorite games of all time. And I'm so surprised because I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it. And then a friend, Isaac, had it and never touched it. And he was like, I'm like, can I play it? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And then I just binged it and I've 100%ed it 3 times. And it's so
amazing,
fun.
wow.
It's so fun.
It sounds like it deserves S tier. What a game.
Hopefully in a PT I'll have you play it.
Yeah, what a surprising game to take an S tier spot too, but well deserved.
My opinion.
We're reaching our last row.
Mario
we made
Karts.
it through.
I'm gonna put
so many.
everything that we don't know in here preemptively. VR.
Yeah, oh, that's insane. I
this
have
looks like nothing.
played Mario Kart DS a little bit. I played Super Mario Kart, the original one,
Super
and
Mario
a
Kart.
little bit of 64. Few of these I've played. Yeah, a few that are left here. Super Mario Kart is just basic Mario Kart. It's barely 3D. You know, it is just 2D pretty much. But if you wanted to play Mario Kart and you had nothing else, it's Mario Kart, which is decent. Yeah, it's more fun to play than Dr. Mario probably, especially in a party.
Probably not sports mix because it's got more meat.
Yeah.
64
very minimal levels. 64 though, new characters, new 3D models, new levels, way better.
But not by much.
Yeah, I personally am not a crazy Mario Kart fan. I personally would probably play like Super Mario Bros. For the NES before I play too much Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, people give 64 a lot of praise, but like for somebody that didn't grow up with it, it's definitely still like this. It's fun, but it's still bland.
Yeah, it's very sticky controls and just basic.
Yeah, but it's Mario Kart. I mean, it's not diss for it being bland. Mario Kart as a core is fun.
Yeah.
Super Circuit, probably just above this one for mobility's sake.
Yep.
Double Dash, that's
Double
way
Dash
up here.
though. Yeah, that changed up not only the formula but just the fun. It was just a better Mario Kart, and it's probably the only Mario Kart that I would say hell yeah to in a heartbeat.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Worth a shot, worth a play. DS.
I don't even have to
crazy portable.
I don't even have to like explain myself. I just put it there and we're both like, yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Double Dash, that is correct. If you haven't played it, look it up.
DS killer for multiplayer because the DS download play.
So good. Definitely, like as a kid, you could go to a field trip and 10 kids would have their DS out and have this game and be playing. You know, like
I think for that alone,
it was just a game to have.
Yeah, for that alone, I feel like it has to go high because it also had decent characters, fun little carts. It had like things like Waluigi Pinball, I think, or did it?
Lit.
Yes.
I don't know, but who doesn't love pinball plus Mario Kart?
But it's like, yeah, definitely fun. I think, well,
High B's. I don't know that it's necessarily too much better than any of these sports games.
I would say above 2.
Yeah, I like that. Mario Kart Wii. Motion controls, better maps.
Motion
better
controls,
music.
good item choices, good music, good character selection. The motorcycle is fun. The cups can
The formula
be hard.
really just kept getting better after DS.
Not better than Double Dash, but pretty close. I'd say it's the closest besides Ultimate. But probably right there.
Not a bad place IMO.
Because
It looks good.
Because like everybody could play Mario Kart, but like
True, your whole family could.
Wii is definitely not.
Especially on the Wii.
Wii's not the one that like anymore. I think you'll go to.
Oh no, yeah, the Wii is also pretty much unplayable at this point. Who has a Wii that still works?
I do.
But yeah, unless you're like a collector or your mom knew what she fucking had and didn't throw away your fucking Wii. No, just kidding.
Like a bitch. I said I wanted a PS3 and they're like, you can only have one or the other.
No, bullshit. But yeah, like you said, probably not the one you're gonna go play, but it was good. You're probably also not gonna play the one on the DS, but that was good too.
7's definitely feels less than Mario Kart DS. 7.
Yeah, that one I didn't play. Definitely, I knew less about. I didn't hear it played as much, but
It brought the hang gliders. It had some decent tracks,
Yeah, some
but definitely
upgrades.
not too memorable of tracks. The character selection was awkward. Like they added the honeybee from Galaxy.
yeah,
That's about it. It's kind of, I don't know. It's almost right
Ooh.
there.
yeah. I was gonna say you locked it in right there.
It's just not that fun.
Yeah.
8
Then
though
the next console release,
is
which
it's
gave the like.
good, but again weak.
This is the first one where you could do like the anti-gravity driving, right?
Yes. I will say, since I don't see it on the list, let's call this Ultimate.
What do you mean ultimate?
Mario Kart 8
Ultimate?
Ultimate. So the one on the Switch.
Oh, gotcha.
This is labeled Ultimate now.
Or is it called deluxe?
Deluxe. Sorry. Ultimate's the Smash.
Yes.
This is Deluxe now. Because
Yes.
if it wasn't,
It's deluxe
probably-
with all the DLC.
yes. And if it wasn't, it'd probably be... somewhere around here. But with
Yeah.
Ultimate, it definitely boosts it up and honestly beats
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think it's the best Mario Kart, and I think almost any Mario Kart enjoyer out there would agree it's the best way to enjoy Mario Kart.
I would even
At
put it
this
up
day and
that
age.
high with Ultimate because it's so much. The control of it is so crisp. The 200cc option when you're like a real pro, killer.
Yeah, it has enough for everybody too, and it really is the game that you could bring to a party, bring your Switch to a party, nice and easily,
Mm-hmm.
or just a gathering, and fucking bring everyone in.
You know what? Fuck it.
S tier Mario Kart game,
Yep.
deserved. Better than Luigi.
Yep. I don't think it's better than the possibilities of these other ones, but definitely it's the best Mario Kart we've probably completely gotten.
Yeah. Wow, look at us. The only like Mario franchise so far. I mean, we have Mario Party to finish us off, but the only franchise that really hasn't gotten a S tier is the golf or like the sports in general. You know,
You
those are
can't do
definitely
much
not
with
hitting too high.
sports.
But everyone else at least has one other titles hit the S mark. Some 3D, some 2D, some puzzles, some.
You just can't make sports really
RPG.
that fun. It's still sports.
Well, I guess one of the RPG games would have been nice, but I think 2D is really Mario's shtick. 2D, 3D, like the platforming genre,
Yeah.
and that is really their shtick so far. But of course, the mini games, including Mario Kart and Mario Party. Here we go.
All right. We
very
actually
original.
get to the good Mario parties, not this 10, 900 bullshit. The good Mario party, starting with 1.
Good old one.
1 is the worst.
It is the bare bones. It is the marker for the rest of them.
It
Honestly,
is the
so
most punishing Mario Party there is. And it makes it
Yeah.
so much more unenjoyable because when you lose a mini game, you lose coins.
It's fucking brutal.
But it had a lot of good mini games. It had a decent boards, and it being a benchmark is, pretty good. But I would never come back to this one. Never.
Yeah.
I would probably even put it under Pitcross. It's so bad. It just
You are
is.
fuck- You are demolishing this poor game. I definitely would have ended up giving it like a higher, like top C minimum. But I understand. I understand the resentment, and
It's just when you know that there's other one, you will never want to come to that one ever
no, you
because it's just it hurts
absolutely
you.
right.
The boards are okay. The mini games are okay. and that's about it. Like
Yeah.
it did its
They were
job.
just trying. They were trying some things. They
It
figured
did
some
its
shit
job.
out in the next few. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Mario Party 2 is definitely probably up here. It's
Yeah.
it's the best one of the GameCubes.
The world's the. What do you mean the 64s?
Or yep, that's what I meant.
The themes rather. Some of the like battle mini games. Yeah, fun new additions to the Mario Party genre. Pretty much a staple. You could play it over 3 interchangeably with 3 IMO.
Yeah, I feel that. I was actually gonna semi put them in the same one. I can't remember much about 3, to be honest, but I think I'll put 3 just slightly down for
No
its
less
boards.
memorable. Yeah,
2 had way better boards,
I agree.
but it still had decent minigames, and it gave us new characters. It had plot. The second one had plot too, but like 3 actually had a plot. So it gave us the first single player type shit.
Type shit.
But, 2 had costumes, so it wins.
It did. It was fucking amazing.
4.
Ooh.
The one
Yeah,
I played the most.
Shout out my boy Chode.
Getting tricky because it's so filled up here.
Yeah, now we have a few Mario parties to contend it between as well.
I think...
It's
yeah.
not the best of all time for you, the best Mario Party?
Mario Party 4, first jump into like GameCube polished 3D. It has replayability in the fact that you can play the single player mode over and over, and when you play it over and over, depending on which character you are, you get a new present for this little like stage that they have for their room, and you have to do it at least like 4 times to complete their room. So it gives replayability there. It has the bonus games that you can do in a separate room, and the boards themselves is neat. Well, the games themselves are also decent, but the boards, I don't know what they were trying to do, but every board layout is very bland, and it just has like this whatever the fuck it's called when it's skybox. It has like this skybox around it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the best one to do it is probably Toad's World, if not Koopa's World, where it kind of makes it look like a carnival or a cabana, and it has these things on the board that you can interact with. But then the worst example would have to be Boo's World and Semi Goomba's World, because they're literally just squares. Like, it's just kind of like they're just squares, and it's very boring. But
Yeah.
The first jump to a bigger hardware, maybe they just needed time, because they did decent in 5 with their gimmicks, and I feel like it beats 4 in overall, but I feel like 4 has stronger mini games, and their single player is a lot more replayable. But
Right.
5
Okay.
overall is a better package. So I
think 5's the last one I recall playing,
we just played it.
at least on the list. That's what I'm saying. It's the last one. Not only that I recall, like, literally just playing, but that, like, I don't think I played 6, 7, or 8.
I would put it about right there. Yeah, that seems about right. 6, personally my favorite. Single player unlocks you... Well, they all had this decent trend of, like, if you play the single player, you get the final board, which is usually like a Bowser board. This is the same.
Yeah, we both.
They had a store that you can buy difficulties, characters, the board, stuff like that. I think they had like some things you can collect. That might be 7 actually. The day and night gimmick is fun because
Cody?
it changes. Huh?
Sorry?
The
What'd you
day
say?
the day and night gimmick is fun because it changes the board. It
Day
also
and
changes
night.
some of the mini games, which is really cool. The characters you get to play as, fun. The mini games are fun. The boards are really fun, definitely memorable. To me, probably one of the best Mario parties. So it's
One of the best. Yeah, I imagine it's if not just above 3, it's definitely above 2. Where do you think it's better than any of the
it's definitely
like,
not better than
other
a
Mario
single
Karts?
player game. It's better than Double Dash.
Yeah, it's better than most other party games or basic games, but
I feel like Mario Party, no matter how good it is, it won't be a single player game that's up here. Because it just you play once, then you like wait a long time, then you'll play again later and stuff like that. No matter how good it is, you probably won't come back to a long time.
well, give it a look through just to be sure. Is one of these Mario parties not deserving of right below Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Like, does one of these make it into S tier? Or is it worse than All Stars and all the others
I
here?
honestly don't think so, because even though I love Mario Party, I would never really play it alone, which also gives it downgrade of some points. Mario Kart
Sure.
8 I would play alone.
Yeah, right.
Like once you do the single player of Mario Party, or you collect all the stuff you need to collect, I will give it that you can do stuff alone, but you can do it also while just playing with people. At least Mario Kart 8 you can unlock courses by yourself, and you can get the triple star crowns by yourself.
Right.
But
That is
yeah,
fair.
I feel like I would rather play Sunshine than any Mario Party game for my own enjoyment.
Fair. Yeah.
Mario Party 7 is right behind 6. Great boards,
Not too far off greatness.
great boards, collectibles, single player usage, mini games, all that stuff. Just 6 with the day and night gimmick, and it's more
They eked it out.
aesthetic of like, so 4, 5, and 6 had the same player models and like feel. 7 slightly changed it, and I prefer 6 just because of that and the day and night gimmicks and just more of the overall package.
sounds like the best of both worlds, best of all worlds, if you will.
And the last
And then-
one, Mario Party 8.
Oof, what a one to end it on. The first and only Wii Mario Party, is that right?
Yep, and it definitely goes up here too. It,
They just got better animations, better engine.
yeah, honestly, 7 and 8 could be interchangeable. But you know what? I'll give 8 just a little boost because it had mini
Think
games
about
that
the Wii
required,
motion.
yeah, it had motion controlled gameplay like Hit in the Block, and it had motion controlled mini games that were decent, like shaking up a soda can or rolling a boat. Like it makes
Yeah.
it genuinely, no matter how skilled you are in the mini game, you could still lose because it's motion control. Like it's not going to be the same every time you play. 6 still beats it though. Oh man, let's take a look at this. Is there anything that looks out of place?
Do we want to go over these from maybe bottom to top and figure out if there's anything that needs adjusting?
Yeah, it's final assessment time,
Yeah.
which for separation's sake, I'll just keep that down there.
Nice.
So everything in F I feel like is fair for F.
Yeah, I think those are honestly perfectly rated. I think it's kind of funny though that you play the silly, shitty like point and click adventures before you play Ultra Smash Tennis.
It's because
But
it's
probably
so
still
nothing.
fair. It's probably still fair.
I would also
Do you have
play
anything
the
to
mobile
say-
games first.
Yeah, right. Anything to say about the ones that we already said no opinion on? I think we've spoken for them, but do they need to change order?
Well, the no opinion doesn't change order. It's just more like a splash.
Yeah. I may have different inclinations toward each of these, but really can't rate them, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Um,
like this one, for example. I know that it's like the only Mario Party game that's single player or something like that, but like that's about it. That's pretty much where it starts and ends.
yeah. Well, then on to D tier, where still some nuance in the mobile games, funny Mario themed like sports that are just nothing, and that's about it.
Bare bones sports, the top 100 is just the mini games, which mini games are fun, but kind of lose the point.
Yeah,
Normal golf, normal pinball, and then mobile games are bottom always. So I guess this is fine.
are there any games in C tier that you think might need to make their way down here that are just kind of games that don't really deserve too much replay at all? Do you think everything we have in C tier still manages to break that barrier and be at least somewhat of like a long-term played game?
Yeah, definitely more enjoyable than what would be down here.
I think so.
For C, I feel like I was a little too harsh with 1. I'll move that up a little bit.
Below Picross, which is crazy. Yeah, I think it's more to do and more entertaining as group than Mario Paint for sure.
Everything down here seems in order. 2,
Yeah.
Dark Moon, Land.
Yeah, these are all just games that it's like, yeah, I've played them and that's enough. But they're definitely like more interesting than the games below them.
Yeah.
I might even say like, no, I think it's arranged. It's arranged correctly. Like I might replay some of these games a bit more, like Mario Bros, the arcade style. Might even have that either top C, like above some of these
Really?
Toad. Yeah, I'm still thinking like we placed this pretty early, but I do think it's still one of those games that I would play a bit more frequently, probably than most of these other ones. I love Dr. Mario too, but that's also not something that you play too much. Not too many people play Dr. Mario as well.
Luigi definitely deserves to get moved up a little bit. Even though it's kind of such a disgrace from the first one, it's definitely more than fucking Toad.
Yeah, Toad's barely even on this list. Fuck him.
So I moved some things up here. I think C's good.
Yeah,
There
I
it
noticed a little bit of the Mario Kart is still around here.
The
Yeah, Mario Kart
Super-
barely on there, I think.
So this was like, this is about where I moved them. I felt like these carts, since it's pretty much the same gameplay the whole way through, since they can't do too much, it would be a little bit lower than Tetris and Dr. Mario because Tetris is hard to beat. Maybe this one's a little higher because of mobility. And then we're harsh on this game, but it's beefy. It's
Lot
still
to
a
it.
beefy game.
You're not wrong. I might put it above Super Mario Party, but I don't know. Maybe even
I
above
won't
Mario
argue with
Kart
that.
64. It's still in B tier here. It's debatably below SMRPG for sure. Yeah, I think that's
before
fair.
it seems fine.
B is definitely our biggest tier here, which I would say these are games that are worth buying or owning or having to play in some way.
Mm-hmm. B for buy.
Buy these.
But so far so good. I don't feel any. I feel like this for some people would be wrong, but for us it feels right. 10.
Yeah, I agree.
These ones can go over it.
Yeah, I think
Charge is interesting, but I feel
the U games
this
maybe
is better.
we were pretty grading on, but I think they're below Galaxy 2 still.
We're pretty. This one just because it's DS helps it a lot.
It really does, yeah. It has a lot going for it just because of like the fact that it was so playable.
This can go over golf. I won't
Yeah,
be sad about it.
I think probably over golf. It's got like I said, a really, really deep story. You could play it for hours.
Well, then if that's the case, maybe it should go above all the sports.
Yeah, it would probably give you more playtime, though less replayability than say Mario Party. But it's definitely like in this same vein as those sports games too. Like it's not something I'm going back to play anytime soon. But it's a great game.
Okay, B
Same with
seems
same with the
okay.
other Mario RPGs that are in the no opinion
Now into A.
A tier games, which yes they are. Wow, what a tier list we have come up with. And I think pretty fair.
The only
Mario,
sports game to get this high.
yeah, right. And well deserved. Shout out to Sluggers. Do you have any second thoughts on Mario Party DS
No, I
comparatively
don't.
to the other Mario parties? I think it landed in a pretty nice place.
Yeah, it's just such a unique Mario Party to itself that no other one has really. It's kind of like how Mario Party Wii is. It's just in its own unique little bubble with its good little gimmick, and you can't replicate the mini games that are in here in a different mini game because of its miniature gimmick and also being a stylus. So I feel
Yeah,
like it just fits all here. It would be higher if the items were better. That's really what holds it back.
sure thing. Yeah,
So when you're on the
fair
board, it's a little
case.
bit more boring.
Wow. And am I wrong to say this tier list just makes sense? It just works. When it
Yeah,
works, it just works.
there's definitely nothing here that makes me like how could you?
Yeah, right. And I feel like most people would see our side, even if they disagree with one of these by a tier or two. But yeah, looking at A tier, since we've already kind of agreed with everything below it,
Even this, it's just like Mario Kart has enough fuel that this doesn't need to go above it because you can do the courses, then you get the final course, then you get the all course, and then you get like 6 new characters, and then you get the golden
yeah,
car, and then there's the battle mode. Like there's a lot of meat on this one.
yeah, I honestly love it too. Like right before some of these great Mario parties, because they're all great party games too. All four of those would be a perfect rotation back in 2010. Oh my god. Yeah, shout outs Luigi. He's barely here too, but he's A tier in my heart. And our
Yeah, I'm
S
pretty
tier
yeah,
fucking comp, I'm liking it too.
I'm pretty happy with this list.
Didn't miss anything. If we did, it probably wasn't on this list and it wasn't our fault. But
Comment how this shouldn't be here.
yeah, comment how any of these are completely wrong, and
Yeah,
then drop a dislike. Appreciate it.
yeah. Can we get 5 dislikes, please? Do they even show the number anymore? They don't, right?
No, they don't, right? They show it to like the creators. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, that was our first tier list. Very, very good. Very
Yeah,
happy with it.
that's how we did.
Next
I had
is
fun.
cereal.
Ooh, yeah, some food items. We'll get real hot takes.
Yes, sir. See you in the next list game.
Peace out, fellas.